The country has over 70 ancient castles and nature trails winding through crystal-clear streams. As the first country in the world to offer completely free nationwide public transportation, citizens and visitors alike can ride modern, efficient trains and buses across the entire nation at zero cost, taking you through lush forests. It is a nation that is literally borderless and seamlessly connected to Europe, stepping straight into a financial powerhouse where 1 in 6 adults is a millionaire. This nation boasts high salaries, ridiculously low tax rates, and an incredible quality of life. It maintains a peaceful, small military of just about 1,000 active personnel. Tucked right in the heart of Europe, this small nation is a true modern paradise. Let's take a look inside. Luxembourg stands as one of Europe's wealthiest and most prosperous nations, yet it remains one of the smallest countries in the world. With an official population of around 690,000, Luxembourg measures just 51.5 miles from north to south and 35.4 miles from east to west. Because of its compact size, you can drive across the entire country in under an hour. It is a multilingual society with 3 official languages: Luxembourgish, the national language, French, and German, with English widely spoken across the business and finance sectors. Nearly 236,000 cross-border workers commute to Luxembourg every day from neighboring France, Germany, and Belgium. The housing shortage is so severe that more than 14,000 Luxembourg citizens have moved to more affordable border towns in those countries while continuing to commute back to work. So, how did this tiny nation become so remarkably rich? Luxembourg's secret has always been adaptability. In the early 1800s, it was a poor, isolated agricultural territory. But when the Industrial Revolution arrived, massive deposits of iron, or known as minette, were discovered in the south. Joining the German Customs Union in 1842 allowed Luxembourg to export its iron duty-free, attracting massive foreign investment. By the eve of World War I, this small land ranked among the world's 6 largest industrial steel producers. When the global steel industry collapsed in the 1970s, Luxembourg pivoted again. The government introduced pro-business laws, bank secrecy, and attractive tax incentives. Today, Luxembourg is the world's 2nd largest investment fund center. Beyond banking, it has become a major European tech hub. Global tech giants like Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Cisco, and Oracle maintain major offices here, alongside financial powerhouses like PayPal, eBay, and the European Investment Bank. Thousands of international corporations route their operations through the country, creating one of the highest concentrations of auditing and consulting firms outside London and New York. Luxembourg is one of the world's leading financial centers, with around 140 international banks, in addition to numerous wealth management firms and insurance companies. It is possible to reside in a neighboring country and work there. Those who can do this are citizens of the 29 European Union countries, Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein, and Iceland. Other people, however, must have a Luxembourg visa and work permit, and they must have a permanent residence permit in a neighboring country. You've likely heard of the Schengen visa, the permit that grants border-free travel across 29 European nations. But did you know it takes its name from a tiny winemaking village right here in southeastern Luxembourg? Schengen is a historic village located in the far southeastern corner of Luxembourg, where the borders of Luxembourg, France, and Germany meet. On June 14, 1985, representatives from Luxembourg, France, Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands met aboard a passenger ship on the Moselle River in Schengen to sign the historic agreement. The village is also home to Schengen Castle, originally built in the late 14th century. In 1812, local industrialist Jean-Nicolas Collet transformed the site by demolishing most of the original medieval fortress and replacing it with an elegant manor house. The only surviving part of the original castle is its iconic round tower, which was sketched by the French writer Victor Hugo during his visit in 1871. Today, the tower is protected as a national monument. The 1985 Schengen Agreement introduced the idea of open borders, while the 1990 Schengen Convention established the legal framework for the Schengen visa. The system officially came into effect in 1995. Today, the Schengen area includes 29 countries, making the Schengen visa one of the world's most powerful travel documents. It allows visitors to travel throughout the Schengen area for up to 90 days within any 180-day period for tourism or other short stays. The Moselle Valley is famous for its rolling vineyards that slope gently down to the Moselle River, which marks the border between three nations. It is a world-renowned wine region celebrated primarily for its crisp white wines, along with select batches of Pinot Noir. You can explore the castle grounds, visit the European Museum Schengen, and see preserved pieces of the Berlin Wall. Long before it was a modern state, Luxembourg grew from a single clifftop castle purchased by Count Siegfried. Because of its strategic location, it spent over 400 years being contested and conquered by Spanish, French, and Austrian empires, earning the nickname the Gibraltar of the North for its impregnable stone fortress. The entire historic zone is visually unified by steep stone ramparts, winding cobblestone paths, and historic public squares that seamlessly bridge the gap between ancient defense structures and active community spaces. The historic architecture of the Old Town beautifully incorporates deep historical markers with the active public life of the capital. People can walk across ancient spans like the Stone Castle Bridge or take modern panoramic glass elevators that effortlessly link the low river valleys to the high town above. Within the heart of the upper town, Luxembourg City, where clean peace prevails, has a population of only 170,000. The city is divided into two parts, New Luxembourg and Old Luxembourg. The ancient one is a residential area decorated with architecture, attracting tourists, and containing historical art. New Luxembourg, a sleek business hub housing international headquarters and modern architecture. Old Luxembourg, a stunning residential quarter packed with historic charm, winding cobblestone paths, and historic landmarks like the 17th-century Gothic Notre Dame Cathedral and the Grand Ducal Palace. To tackle traffic congestion caused by daily commuters, Luxembourg made history by becoming the first country in the world to offer completely free nationwide public transit. Trains, trams, and buses require no ticket or pass whatsoever. Because the capital is carved out by deep river valleys and high cliffs, the government opened a multi-level transit hub in 2017 to eliminate steep uphill walks. It seamlessly connects trains, a funicular, trams, and buses, allowing passengers to move quickly between different levels of the city. Passengers can step directly from the train platform onto a high-capacity funicular drops you off from the train platform and ascends a 65-foot cliff in just 63 seconds. Panoramic elevators, glass-walled lifts, like the Grund lift, take you straight up the cliff face for free. High-tech buses equipped with free Wi-Fi and built-in USB charging ports at almost every seat. Electric bikes. Over 100 self-service e-bike stations let you navigate steep hills effortlessly, with short-term passes giving you the first 30 minutes of every ride completely free. For a more flexible way to explore, Luxembourg City also offers electric pedal assist e-bikes. They make it easy to ride up the city's steep hills and valleys with little effort. With more than 100 self-service stations across the city, a bike is always nearby and can be unlocked instantly through a smartphone. Visitors can purchase a short-term pass through the app. If you get tired, you can take your bike on public transportation for free. Bikes can easily be brought onto trams and trains. They are also allowed on buses, although space may be limited, so trams and trains are usually the better option. To keep passengers informed, digital information screens throughout the network provide live, real-time travel updates. In fact, Luxembourg's commitment to high-tech, forward-thinking infrastructure goes far beyond its transit network, Solar power has recently overtaken wind to become the country's single largest domestic electricity source. Supported by generous public subsidies that cover up to 60% of upfront installation costs, solar panels thrive here year-round because photovoltaic cells generate electricity from light rather than heat. Even during Luxembourg's gray, cloudy winters, diffuse ambient light passes through cloud cover to generate power, while crisp, cold temperatures actually boost cell efficiency and snow creates a reflective mirror effect that increases energy production. On the darkest winter days, modern panels keep producing daylight power, allowing homeowners to either sell their surplus electricity back to the public grid at guaranteed rates or share it directly with neighbors through local energy communities. Walking trails in Grund Valley, suspended pedestrian bridge under Adolphe Bridge. Remarkably, you can step off a busy downtown street and immediately find yourself on a peaceful forest trail. The most famous urban trails in Luxembourg City offer a unique mix of history and nature. One of the most popular routes is the Wenzel Circular Walk, the city's signature trail. It combines nearly 1,000 years of history with a relatively short but challenging hike. The trail passes through underground fortress tunnels, crosses historic bridges, and winds through the fairy tale-like Grund and Pfaffenthal valleys along the Alzette River. Petrus Valley Trail, a peaceful green canyon beneath the city's massive stone bridges, including the Adolphe Bridge. Surrounded by towering trees and historic viaducts, it feels like a hidden forest in the heart of the city. Domeldange Loop follows quiet forest paths, wildflowers, and rolling hills, all within the city limits and far from street noise. The Parc de la Petrus is a beautiful nature walk, with tall trees forming a thick canopy overhead and birdsong filling the air. It is one of the best places to enjoy nature without leaving Luxembourg City. The Mullerthal Trail, the most popular stop, is the Skiasentumpel waterfall, a charming, highly photogenic spot nestled beneath a historic stone bridge that you'll want to visit around 7 a.m. to beat the crowds and capture clean shots. But as famous as it is, the real magic happens deeper in the Burdorf forest, where a labyrinth of towering sandstone rock formations, narrow crevasses, and hidden caves creates one of the coolest hiking landscapes. Throughout these trails, mobile data coverage remains excellent. You can use Google Maps to track your live location, find exits back to street level, or navigate to nearby cafes and transit hubs while walking through the city. To experience a beautiful nature walk surrounded by towering trees and lovely bird songs inside Luxembourg City, the absolute best option, while keeping a perfect mobile data connection to navigate anywhere with Google Maps. You can open Google Maps to seamlessly track your live location, find exits back up to the street level, or route yourself to nearby cafes and transit hub. The best and most helpful Google Maps feature for directing your life in real time while walking around a city is easy. Adolphe Bridge, a modern engineering marvel where a 4-meter-wide pedestrian walkway hangs suspended directly beneath the bridge deck, giving you panoramic sheltered views of the valley below. Cross an underground bridge or walk through hidden passages beneath a bridge in Luxembourg City, you have two remarkable engineering attractions to choose from. One is a spectacular modern engineering marvel. While cars and trams travel across the top of the bridge, a massive 4-meter-wide steel walkway for pedestrians and cyclists is suspended directly beneath the bridge deck, hanging between the historic stone arches. You enter through a dedicated tunnel and walk completely suspended beneath the bridge. From there, you enjoy panoramic views of the lush Petrus Valley below while remaining fully sheltered. For the absolute best view in town, walk the Chemin de la Corniche, famously praised as the most beautiful balcony in Europe. Running along 17th-century ramparts, it looks out over the fairy tale Grund Quarter, the Alzette River, and Neumünster Abbey, built in 1606 by Benedictine monks. The Golden Lady is Luxembourg's most iconic national monument and a powerful symbol of freedom and resistance. Located in the center of Place de la Constitution, this striking monument features a 21-meter-tall granite obelisk topped with a gilded bronze statue of Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. She stands above the city, holding a laurel wreath as a tribute to the nation. In the Luxembourg Gardens, the Statue of Liberty model in the park, a replica of the model created by French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, which he used to design the Statue of Liberty. The famous statue was later presented by the French people as a gift to the United States in 1886. The Chemin de la Corniche, often called the most beautiful balcony in Europe, offers one of the most breathtaking views in Luxembourg City. Stretching along the 17th-century stone ramparts, it overlooks the historic Grund Quarter, with its old houses, stone walls, and the beautiful Alzette River Valley. The trail begins high on the cliffs at the Chemin de la Corniche and winds down the steep sandstone slopes into the Alzette River Valley below. Located in the heart of Luxembourg City's upper town, Ville-Haute, the Chemin de la Corniche runs along the historic ramparts overlooking the Alzette River and the picturesque Grund district. The promenade was praised by the Luxembourgish writer Batty Weber as Europe's most beautiful balcony. Built by the Spanish and French during the 17th century, it follows the edge of the city's former defensive walls. Today, it is a peaceful, car-free walkway offering spectacular panoramic views. From the stone walkway, visitors can admire the Alzette River Valley, the slate-roofed houses of the Grund Quarter, historic stone bridges, and the towers of Neumünster Abbey, creating one of the city's most iconic views. The Chemin de la Corniche also connects several of Luxembourg City's most important historic landmarks. It stretches from the Bach Promontory, where Luxembourg's first castle was built in the 10th century, to the Holy Ghost Citadel, making it one of the highlights of the city's old town. Best photo spots along the balcony. The Bach Promontory Curve. Located at the northern tip of the pathway, this spot offers a clean, dramatic shot of the Chemin de la Corniche wall as it winds down toward the rugged cliffs of the Bach. The Midway Overlook. Situated directly above the looping Alzette River, this vantage point lets you frame the iconic black spire of Neumünster Abbey right in the center of your shot. Lac de la Haute Chure is a breathtaking reservoir nestled within Upper Chure Nature Park. Surrounded by lush, forested hills, this pristine body of water serves as the country's main drinking water supply and a top destination for swimming, kayaking, hiking, and solar-powered boat tours. After the park, stop into a local cafe for traditional Luxembourgish comfort food. Knitteln, hearty flour dumplings served with cream and crispy bacon bits, Knitteln Matspec. Gromperenkeltje, crispy fried potato pancakes seasoned with parsley and onion. Bouchée à la reine, a delicate puff pastry filled with creamy chicken and mushroom ragout. Other traditional favorites include tête de veau, calf's head, as well as sliced pork neck, often served with broad beans and potatoes. Great local spots like Conrad Café, Café Bora, and Lloyd Coffee Eatery offer the perfect resting spots along the way. Aerial shots of Vianden or the Valley of the Seven Castles, Casemates du Bac. Finally, no journey through Luxembourg is complete without exploring its castles. Countrywide, there are over 70 well-preserved castles and fortresses, with historical records identifying over 100 total historic estates. Luxembourg is home to more than 70 surviving castles and fortresses scattered across its small countryside. When long-destroyed castle ruins, grand manor houses, and historic residential chateaux are included, historical records identify well over 100 castle properties throughout the country. Around 50 castles have been restored and are officially recognized as well-preserved fortresses or residential chateaux, many of which are open to visitors. The famous scenic route. The country even features a famous 25-kilometer national driving and hiking trail called the Valley of the Seven Castles, Valley de Septembre Châteaux. It lets you see 7 historic strongholds nestled close together in the quiet Gutland region. Out of Luxembourg's 70-plus surviving strongholds, about 15 to 20 castles are fully open to the public for regular tours and interior visits. Many of the other 50 locations function strictly as private residential homes, luxury hotels, embassies, or government municipal offices. Casemates du Bac. The ruins. This is the exact site of the very first 963 Luxembourg Castle. The grand medieval castle building above ground was destroyed centuries ago, but you can explore its vast stone ruins and the extensive underground tunnel fortress. A defensive wall and offers views of the Neumünster Abbey. This historic abbey complex now serves as a cultural center. Built in 1606 by Benedictine monks. During the French Revolution, the monastery was dissolved, and in the 19th century, It was even converted into a prison. Fort Thungun is also located here and is commonly known as the Three Acorns because of its three round towers topped with acorn-shaped roofs. Today, the fort serves as a museum entirely dedicated to the city's military history. The many paintings and artifacts displayed at this historic site make it one of the best places to explore the civil history of the country. The Malikoff Tower, built in 1861, is located along the eastern side of the city center toward the Plateau Durin. On this plateau, the old outer city wall with several towers. The plateau is also home to many former barracks originally built to house soldiers who guarded the surrounding fortifications.